week number 21. If you are watching this as a replay, I go live every single Sunday, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you're also watching this as a replay and you want to see the live comments of the people asking questions, it usually takes about 24 hours. If you want to see those live comments, go down to the comment section and there should be 2 dots. Just slide that over and then you'll be able to see all the questions my subscribers have asked me. Definitely join next Sunday. If you're not, you do have to be subscribed to be able to comment and basically comment. So definitely subscribe and then join the next live. But it's a lot of fun because basically you're able to ask me any questions you may have. We can also tour the entire lot, and we have tons of RVs here, so it makes it a little easier for you. So that way, you're from the comfort of your couch, and I'm out here doing all the legwork, and you get to see a bunch of RVs. We'll wait till a few people join. Let me know if you can hear my audio good. Man, I'm already stuttering. It's gonna be a long afternoon. Okay. Yep. So let me know if the audio is good. I have about 3 customers right now. What's up, James? I got 3 customers that are buying a trailer from me, and a couple of them should be on the live today because I'm going to show them. They bought out of state, so I want to show them what they're buying. Kind of finalize some deals up to see if they jump on here. We're going to be looking at a Catalina, and then a Flagstaff Microlight, and then an E-Pro. Those are the 3 ones I need to do first, and then we'll kind of mix it up and show you some different ones. I just want to show them the RV that they are buying or potentially buying, and you'll kind of learn some stuff as well. So let me know if you could hear my audio. It is a nice, beautiful day out. As you can see, we got a little snow. A little. It melts so quick. So, how's it going, Ginger? You made it. You are the first trailer we're going to show because she is potentially buying one of these Catalinas, and it is one of my favorite floor plans in the Catalinas. The size is nice. I like the U-shaped dinette in the back. So we're gonna go look at it. And she's potentially doing some stuff to it to modify it. Awesome, audio is good. So if you wanna know where I'm located and you are watching this as a replay, I am located at Albuquerque RV in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We are a locally owned dealership. And like I said, we do this every Sunday. I have missed a week in 21 weeks, and it is a lot of fun, and it seems like people benefit out of it. A lot of these, those of you that come on every week, you've probably seen all of these RVs, but I appreciate you still being on. James, he comes every week. I don't know why. I'd be sick of listening to me already. All right, let's go to a Catalina. There's trailers out there that are extremely cheap. So when you go to dealerships, sometimes they'll have a baseline trailer. This is not an entry-level trailer like a Coleman Lantern or a Colorado. This is definitely more of an upgraded trailer because of the features and the tank sizes too. So we're gonna look at this one. I love this layout. I used to like the 134 RDX, but I think this layout is just perfect because it's not too small. And I like that you have kind of separate areas in the trailer. So let me turn you around real quick. All right, Ginger. So I haven't printed the specs, so we can look at that. So your length is 19 feet, 6 inches. Your exterior width is 90 inches. Your fresh water tank is 44 gallons. That is really good for this size of unit. Usually, if you go look at an entry-level trailer like a Coleman, it's gonna have 28-gallon tanks. So it's got tanks almost as big as a Flagstaff Microlight. Your black tank is 30 gallons, and your gray water is 30 gallons, and your dry weight is only 3,000 pounds. So very lightweight. You could put 1,300 pounds of cargo in this thing, and let's jump inside. So I'll tell you the pros and cons. This is a hung wall, like a house. So some people, they say, oh, I don't want the metal siding, but there is a very good benefit to this type of build because you will never get delamination, meaning your walls will not separate. And a lot of the fiberglass trailers will have potential of doing that. Hi, Diane, welcome. And the trailers we sell, they're fiberglass, but they do special things to the construction to help with delamination, and we'll go over that. But this will be your more traditional wood frame trailer. So you always look under here and bam, you see the wood framing. And look, it's not particle board. That's what I love. If we can go to a Grand Design and you'll see they use particle board underneath the bed. It's got the solid steps right there that fold right into the doorway. And let's go inside. I already told you the weight. let's see what we got. I'll re-say the weight because we are getting a lot of people on. If you're just jumping on, I have 3 customers that are buying a trailer from me, and they're on live. So I'm going to kind of go through these 3 trailers first, and then we'll mix it up and you guys could do requests. All these people are kind of out of state or out of town, so I want to show them what they're potentially buying. So this is going to be 3,076 pounds and 19 feet 6 inches. Love this layout. I know Ginger wanted like 2 areas in the trailer, so that way if she has a guest, you know, she can have this side, or you got a main bed. So this is why I like this layout so much, because you know, maybe you do have an occasional guest, maybe the grandchild wants to come. You kind of have your own like a little bit of privacy in here, you know, on each side. You could easily put a curtain up too if you really wanted to, but it's got some good storage up above right there. And all of your appliances are going to be GE. I love this. So your air conditioner's GE, your stovetop, your oven or your microwave, and your fridge. Hey, Marcy and Tom is here in the house. I'm glad you made it. I don't think you've been on one of my lives yet, but we're going to show this trailer first, and then we're going to the one buying next. So Ginger is looking at this one. It has got the U-shaped dinette right here, and that will convert into a bed. It will sleep on adults, like no problem. I'm 5'7", and I still have a lot of room on that. The one thing I love about this, the stovetop in the Catalinas, is it's a small little detail that a lot of people don't notice. But when you go out and look at, you know, Coleman lanterns or like really cheap trailers, their stovetops are like off of the countertop. Like this is nice and flush. And I always hear customers complain about, you know, when it's off the countertop, you have potential of your pots and pans sliding off, you know, and the last thing you want to do is drop a boiling pan of hot water on you. And then your GE microwave. The cool thing about this layout is you do have a gas furnace, but you also get a heat pump in this trailer. So Ginger, if you're out and you just want to cut the chill, you want to conserve propane, you can use this. This will be an electric heater for you. That's going to come in handy for sure. And I do like the windows, all in the back. So it lets in a lot of light. For this price point, they usually don't give you a lot of windows, because you got to imagine when they take, you know, 2 windows out of thousands of trailers, that's going to save them a lot of money. So I love that you have windows on the back. You got windows on the campsite so you could see out while you're doing dishes. Uh-oh. Let me know if the audio is good. Sometimes it does that. It might be like your internet connection maybe. Just let me know if I do cut out. Let me know if you can't hear me. I hope it doesn't cut out. So there is some ways that companies will kind of cut cost on trailers. And like I told Ginger, you can add anything you want. So she's actually adding a couple things. So if we come in here, this is the bathroom. And I'm surprised it's not a wet bath. It's separate. There is no shower surrounding, if you notice. So there's not, you can just wipe it down after you shower every time. But, you know, I probably wouldn't want to do that either. It's kind of a pain. So what we did is we are going to order a shower surrounding. And I think it was like $329 installed because of the labor. I threw that in for her. So we are going to be doing that shower surrounding for her in this unit. Yes, good point, Ginger. The windows are tinted. Like when I'm telling you, when you look at really like true entry-level trailers, they will literally not tint the windows. So you got tinted windows. You got this type of like curtain thing or blind, metal blind here, and then this one is a nice big accordion shade. The cool thing is you can open all these windows up, so you can get a nice cross breeze going in here, enjoy dinner, plenty of room to sit. You could sit 3 people there, you know, especially on this side. Nice, good sized table. This is why I like this one more than the 134 RDX. Now, actually it has a pretty decent counter space as well. Cabinetry is all glued and screwed. It's even got raised beveled edge. Like, it's good quality. Some trailers you go in and you can hear it make that boing noise. And then you do have your 10 cubic foot 12-volt refrigerator. I know a separate freezer was important for you, Ginger. And so you got your separate freezer, separate fridge, and that is a good size fridge right there. Now, now we're going to talk about extended season, because this is one of the things she added. Most of these trailers that we're looking at, like Catalinas, they do not have an enclosed or heated underbelly or they don't have tank heaters. So a lot of these trailers, you will be warm in these trailers most places. Like, it's not, when they say extended season, they're mainly talking about your tanks freezing, because most of these have such good heaters that you will have to turn this heater off. That's how hot these get. But if you're in cold weather, and I think she's going to be in Arizona, so if it starts to freeze out, you got to make sure that your tanks don't freeze. So I told her that if we come down here, you could see that there is no enclosed underbelly, and you also don't see the heat pads. And like I told her, I said, you can add anything to these. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 12-volt heat pads with the switch. And what that's going to do is, you know, prevent her tanks from freezing when she's in it. And I think it was about 900-ish bucks installed. I think it was like 3 hours labor. So she's adding two things. She's adding the shower surrounding, and she's also going to be adding the 12-volt heat pads so she can use it whenever. So I always like to tell people that if you're wanting to save a little money, there's always things you can add to these trailers. So do not worry. There's only solutions in RVs. You do have outdoor speakers, JBL speakers. You got the LED lights up top, and they change like 25 different colors. You can have a party outside. Your awning, it is prepped for the backup camera, and then prepped for the ladder. The nice thing about this trailer is a lot of times at these price points, you cannot get on the roof. They don't want you getting on there. This is a fully walkable roof. So you can get up there, you know, make sure everything's good. It does have a tankless water heater. And I want to talk about this real quick because there's pros and cons to tankless water heaters. Tankless water heaters, they tend to not do very good at high altitude. And we're at high altitude, so that's going to be a bummer if you can't use it. But the cool thing is this is a GE tankless water heater, and it has an altitude adjustment. So if you see right there, adjusts up to 10,000 feet. I don't think you're going to be dragging this up 10,000 feet, Ginger, but maybe. And so it does have the altitude adjustment. That's a huge point, good factor for this tankless water heater. So you can take as long of a shower as you want. Let's kind of walk around it, and then we are going to go to Marcy's new trailer, Marcy and Tom's new trailer. Everyone is mad because I sold it. So that is it. Really nice units. That is I'm telling you, that's one of my favorite layouts. We'll show some more in that length as well. Let's see, where are my specs? Let's go to the Flagstaff Microlight 21 FBRS. Whoa, almost, whoa. All right, almost took that with me. All right, let's go to the Flagstaff Microlight. And this, I say it every live, this is probably my favorite layout. Like, I just think it's perfect. My dream setup is a Tundra and this Flagstaff Microlight. It's just, you can't go wrong with it. And if I turn you around, Flagstaff has a couple different layouts. So you got the Flagstaff E-Pro. That's the next one we're going to show for a customer. You got Flagstaff E-Pro. You got Flagstaff Microlight. And then you got the Superlight and Classic. The cool thing I love, the one thing I love about Flagstaff is it doesn't matter what level of Flagstaff you go with. They're the same quality from top to bottom. So it's a good build quality. Let's find this one. That's the 22 FBRS. Nope, that's not it. It's hiding over here. So we are skipping a trailer, which is a Surveyor. That's a nice middle ground. After we're done showing these units, we'll definitely check some of those out and I'll explain the differences. But this thing is fresh, Marcy and Tom. Like, it hasn't been sitting on the lot like longer than a week. So, and we've been waiting for it for a while. Let's see. So I'm super excited for you guys. They came and saw me, I think back in October or September. And I'm glad they remembered me. I am like the least pushy salesperson ever. I figure if I did a good enough job, you're going to be coming back. Hopefully. So this is the 21 FBRS. So we are moving from a wood framed, aluminum sided trailer. And I told you the hung wall is nice because you don't get delamination. The reason I love Flagstaff so much is because they do small little things to help with delamination. For one, they vacuum bond their walls. So there's two methods to make fiberglass trailers. No, I found out, Harrison, we are not getting it, and I'm super bummed out about it. So I've been telling you to hang on, and so I'm really sorry about that. I'm trying to talk the owner into getting it because I get asked about this trailer like every day. So there's two ways they make these walls. They do pinch and roll, which basically they run it through a press and compress the walls together. And then they do what's called vacuum bonding. Vacuum bonding is where they use this really high pressure, suck all the air out of the walls, and you know there's no pockets of air trapped in this wall. You got to imagine when they use the pinch and roll method, they use these rollers. And obviously, you know, over time, those rollers, they have to be replaced. What if your wall is the last wall going through that roller? You know, it's just not as consistent as vacuum bonding. You also don't have to worry about the pockets of air, because that's what happens when they use the pinch and roll method. Sometimes there'll be pockets of air trapped in the wall, and then that's when you start to notice the walls, like on older trailers, they get real wavy. So that's one reason why I like Flagstaff, and you don't have to worry as much about delamination. The next thing I love about Flagstaff is they use a composite material behind this fiberglass. So most companies, like, you go out and look at a fiberglass trailer, you're not seeing certain things that, like how they build them. So behind the fiberglass, a lot of companies use what's called Luan. Luan is just a very thin sheet of wood that will go across this whole trailer. And of course, what happens when wood gets wet? It starts to get moldy, it starts to deteriorate, and that's when you start to have delamination. The cool thing about Flagstaff is, yes, they do use that composite wall, which is right here. I'll try I think I have one right at 30, but we'll check. So they do use that composite construction, but what's cool about Flagstaff, they go even further than most companies, and they do it on the outside of the wall and the inside of the wall. So you got double layered composite walls to help with that delamination. So you can see it says right there, avoid delamination, moldy wood, wet wood. And so that's why I like Flagstaff, because people get really confused because they'll go out and look at trailers and they're like, well, I can find a smooth sided trailer for $5,000 less. But yeah, you got to know how it's built, because Flagstaff does things a lot different than, you know, other companies out there. Like Grand Design isn't anywhere near a Flagstaff, and I picked it apart last week if you were here. So two ways they help with delamination. James is in the house. Yee. Okay, we got two James now. So two ways they help with delamination. You got your vacuum bonded wall, double layered composite walls. All right, let's go into your new trailer. Let's turn on the lights. And yeah, it's just perfect. Okay, I'm super excited for you guys. So 22 feet 4 inches, 4,469 pounds is your dry weight. Check it out. Woo! Look at that. Look at your new trailer. How exciting is this? Okay, so one difference between a Flagstaff E-Pro and a Microlite is the Microlite, you get 8-foot wide box, whereas on the E-Pro, it's 7.5 feet wide. And then also what I like about the Microlite is you have higher ceilings. Dang it, I forgot to get my tape measure. So the reason why I used to be obsessed with E-Pros, and I thought that would be like my choice. And then I was like, well, Tundra, that would be sweet. And then you just get a little bit taller ceilings in this, so the bathroom is more spacious. Tom, I can't remember how tall you are, but I feel like in an E-Pro, it would be a little tight. So the nice thing about Flagstaff is all of your cabinetry is real wood. It is not paper wrapped, so you don't have to worry about this. It will peel too, because we used to sell Springdale, and in the summertime, yes, awesome, you like it. So, good. Yeah, I like this lighter tone. This paper wrapped material, it usually starts to peel, especially with the heat. So you're getting all real wood cabinetry. I'm super excited for you, Tom and Marcy. I'll be sticking the sold sign on it after we're done looking at this too. I have it with me. And then this does have a slide out. And the cool thing about this layout is it's perfect for travel mode. So when this slide is in, you can literally access everything. How nice is that? So if you're going on a long trip, you're tired, you don't want to deal with anything or put the slide out, you could come in here, jump in the bed without having to put the slide out. And then the other thing is when the slide is in, you can easily get to the refrigerator. So like when you get groceries or anything like that, you can open it up, load the fridge. You can also get to all of your counter space right here. So the whole trailer is accessible. And some people, that's important. It's not a super big deal to me, but you got a porcelain throne right there, as well as the big fart fan. Woo! And then you got your solid shower enclosure right there. And this has a pretty neat feature on it. It actually has what's called a shower miser. So this is the one place you waste a lot of water when you're out dry camping, meaning you don't have hookups, is the shower, because you go to turn the water on, you're waiting for it to get hot, and all of that is going into the gray tank and it's not coming back. So all you do is flip this down, it'll circulate through the lines, this will turn a grayish color and you know it's hot, then you put it up and then it will spit out. Does the fridge door open either direction? Yes, it does. And the cool thing, well, a lot of times I was like, what is the point of that? That is pointless, like in a lot of other layouts. But this one, it makes a lot of sense, because when you're at the door, you can open it. But the other thing is, if you could only open it this way, you wouldn't be able to clean out your trays. So the other thing I love about Flagstaff is the small little details of how they take care of their customers too. Let me put this down real quick. They actually have 2 employees that literally set these up for you guys. Let's see. They also give you touch-up paint. So you'll have touch-up paint right here for all of your cabinetry and stuff like that. But one of the coolest things I like, I'm going to be saying the cool, I need to stop saying cool so much. So there's 2 employees literally at Flagstaff and Rockwood, and their jobs are literally to build these little booklets. Most companies nowadays, they're going to give you a QR code and they're going to say that is your manual. Well, this is going to have literally everything in it. And I'm talking, they have every single loose part labeled. So if you ever need anything, it'll be all in here. I mean, it sounds like a small detail, but these little things are important to kind of know you're working with a good quality brand. So everything is in here, all your loose parts. It's got the serial numbers in here. So if you, oh, here it is. So if you ever need anything, you know exactly what to tell, you know, the dealership or anything like that. And it's also VIN specific. So it's to this exact trailer. I just think that's really cool that they do that. A lot of I don't know very many companies that actually do that. So all of your appliances in this Flagstaff will be Magic Chef. Yeah, it's a huge positive. It just kind of shows like how good they are, good with their customers. Just that's why I always tell you guys, if you can leave a review for me at the dealership, it has helped me a lot. You have no idea. So the other thing I love about Flagstaff is they do a lot of things that you can't see. And I think that's important because it's going to help the longevity of the trailer. One thing that they do is they hang all of their cabinetry with galvanized steel behind it. A lot of other companies, they use aluminum. And obviously, what's going to be stronger? The galvanized steel is. Another, I say this story all the time. I had a customer, he's bought like 5 Flagstaffs off me already, but he rolled a super light and he showed me pictures and all the cabinetry was still on the wall. It's crazy. I guarantee you most trailers that would not be happening. So you do have a couch right here that will convert into a bed. And then the other thing I love about Flagstaff is it is a 6-side aluminum frame trailer. So meaning the roof, the floor, front wall, back wall, both side walls are all aluminum framed. But of course, Flagstaff goes even further and they literally aluminum frame everything. Anything you're sitting on, standing on, or walking on is all aluminum. So see on the front part of this bed, this is normally wood. And when we go to like a surveyor, there won't even be framing in it. So small little things that you just kind of don't notice. Because the first thing you do is you go to put your shoes on, you sit on the bed or plop down. And I have seen, you know, beds and dinettes crack because of the wood framing. So if it's a Flagstaff, your dinette, even your bunk beds and the front of your beds will be all aluminum. So a true 6-side aluminum frame trailer. This also has 200 watts of solar and an 1800 watt inverter. So the nice thing about that is all of your outlets are hot. So you can actually use those without being plugged into a generator or shore power. It's got the 12-volt TV, so you can watch it anywhere at any time. And it is a smart TV, so you got all the apps. You got YouTube, so you can watch Tyler Talks Travel Trailers when you're ready to trade in your trailer that you bought from me. I do want to talk about pricing real quick because I like to be as transparent as possible with you guys. So let me pull this out. It's also got a vaulted ceiling. It's very nice. See how it's rounded? Well, you can't really tell too much, but. So there is 2 ways dealerships do pricing. So here's the price, $41 down to $35,995. there's two ways that dealerships will do pricing. They'll basically say there's no fees, but then they hide the prep and freight in the price. So they'll advertise no fees, but their prices will be higher. And then there's another way dealerships price it is they'll add prep and freight later. I've worked at both dealerships, and honestly, the dealership that says no fees is making more money off of you because you're not seeing exactly what you're paying for. Here we itemize everything. So yes, online it will say before prep and freight, and when you usually come into the dealership, I will sit you down and you'll see this paper right here. And so when you come out to look at trailers, you'll know exactly the price and you won't be shocked. But because you guys are watching a video, it's a little different. So I usually have these all over my office on my desk, so that way when we come out to look, you'll know. So you'll have your 41,000 and then your finance discount, and then whatever the bank gives us, we match it, brings it down to 35,995. And then the prep is travel trailers, 1795, and then the freight is 1995. So if you're kind of one of the people where you're trying to get the best deal possible, I always tell you just, go get a buyer's order and just go with whichever one's better. If you call me though and you're off of YouTube, I will get you some discounts because you could ask them. Usually that's our price pretty much if you go to another sales guy, but because I sell so many at such a high volume, the owner is willing to let me discount them a little bit more to kind of help you guys out. So just say the YouTube family discount. So any of the pricing you're looking at, it is going to be $17.95 and then the $19.95 for the freight because these all come from Indiana. And a lot of people always ask me, they're like, well, why can't I get it inspected from a private person? You can do all that, but the reason why these dealerships have to do the prep before they give it to the customer is because it doesn't have a warranty until it's been inspected by the actual dealership. So all of our techs are certified. They went to classes and courses. We got master techs. So what they do is they'll bring it up. They literally touch everything, check everything, make sure everything's solid. And then they have this huge sheet of this checklist that you will send it. They send in to the manufacturer, and basically it'll say everything is good. And then you'll sign this form, and then that's what will activate your manufacturer warranty. So that's pretty much what the prep is. It will activate your warranty. It also includes a battery. I think I threw in 2 batteries for them. Yes, I did. And then it'll include filling your propane tanks and a walkthrough orientation to show you kind of how everything works. So remember those tank heaters I told you Ginger added? Flagstaff does have tank heaters. Any luck on the Nobo 20.2? Can't remember. Say that again. So this does have tank heaters on it. So I like the tank heaters a lot more than just a heated and enclosed underbelly, like a duct going under there, because when you're going down the road and you have your tanks filled, you can't really keep your heater running when you're going down the road. The other reason why I like the 12-volt heat pads is because maybe you're not in the trailer, you're out enjoying dinner or something, and you don't want to waste propane. You can literally just turn those tank heaters on and then it'll keep your tanks from freezing. The cool thing about these heat pads is they're actually smart heat pads. So they turn on automatically and off automatically. So when you go down the road, just put that on and you just cruise and know everything is good to go. Let's see, I got a few questions here. What's your dealership situation with warranty repairs? We found repair turnaround to be the most frustrating thing about RV ownership. Yeah, I mean, no place is perfect. Honestly, every dealership I've worked at, there's times when a customer's had their, their trailer at the lot for a while. And the funny thing is if I'm being honest with you, like 90% of the time, it isn't even the dealership. It's a lot of times it's the manufacturers. They take forever to get things sent to us. It's like they're in the freaking Stone Age. So just be patient, but obviously definitely check out the reviews. We're pretty quick here. And what's cool about our dealership is we're locally owned. The owner is here usually every day. She's only off 1 day a week. She is a workhorse. The other day I had an issue. I got to go right into her office and she handled it. Like she'll call you, she'll take care of you. She'll even call the manufacturer for you. I've seen her do that a couple times. So sometimes buying, from a smaller dealership instead of a corporate one is going to be the way to go. Everything. Oh, turn my audio off. You should be able to hear me now. You do have a little pantry right here and you can remove these. Pretty nice. And then just to show you I'm not lying. So here's a diagram of the wall construction. You got exterior fiberglass, composite material, and if you look, it's got double B, baby. double layered composite walls right there, no Luan. 15,000 BTU air conditioner. Also, so the other difference between a Microlite and an ePro is you do have a 15,000 BTU air conditioner instead of a 13.5. The other thing this has that the ePro doesn't is your air conditioner is ducted, which isn't a big deal because those ePros are so small, it's more than enough. And you can actually shut these and turn them. So a lot of great features. This also has laminated sidewalls, like even your slide, your roof, the floor, the sidewalls. But the thing I love is they did not laminate the floor. They actually used plywood decking. The reason why laminated floors tend to not be as good is because they get soft, like you could potentially get soft spots. So if over the time of walking on it or you drop something on it, you can crack that laminated floor and then you'll start getting soft spots. So Flagstaff does use that plywood decking, and I'll show you. So right here, 5/8 tongue and groove plywood floor. That's what you want, but fully everything else is laminated, which is awesome. So I hope they're excited. Let's get this sold sign on there for them. So excited for them. They went with a good brand too. All of our brands are really good. We try not to be like a candy shop. We want to make sure that we have brands that are quality and we don't want them to compete. Sanford here. Hey, Sanford. Can you make the 500 pounds lighter? I could do that. You've shown a 30 FKT before, but what size truck would you recommend to tow it? This is the first live I've made it in a while. Awesome. Yeah, I've seen you here before. We will check that out. I think it's like 6,000 pounds. You could probably get away with the Ford F-150 because that GVWR that they show actually has 2,000 pounds of cargo. There it is. It's sold. It's yours. So awesome. How cool is this? You guys get to see the live, you know? Yeah, there it is. You own it. So you could probably get away with a Ford F-150 because you're not going to put 2,000 pounds of cargo. The other thing I love about Flagstaff is their roof. It has a lifetime warranty and no maintenance. It's a zero maintenance roof. And what's cool about the putty that they use, let's climb up there real quick. They use this special kind of putty, and I can't remember the terminology or the name. But see that caulking around there? They figured out a type of material where it doesn't gas out. So a lot of trailers, you have to scrape and reseal your roof over time. With this roof, you don't need to worry about any of that because this putty, it doesn't flatten out or gas out, meaning it won't like crack. And then that's when you get water starting to get in your walls, is when this stuff starts to gas out or flatten. So none of that is going to happen on this type of roof. And again, it has a lifetime warranty. You got the solar up there. Woo! Man, don't fall. If I fall, someone record it. All right. Ugh. All right, that is cool. And now we're going to go to another one. She might not have made it, but the next customer is potentially buying an ePro. So we'll go look at that. Yeah, we had snow. It was the scariest storm ever, though. It was, oh, let me show you the story. It was like a crazy thunderstorm. This also has a torsion axle. So instead of leaf spring, it does have an automotive grade independent suspension. So you got to imagine how much is that going to help the longevity of this trailer. You know, you hit a big pothole, like this one has the same thing. You hit a big pothole, all that stress isn't going to be transferred into the frame of the trailer. And we always say it's like a hurricane, tornado, and earthquake going all at once when you're going down the road with the trailer. So the torsion axle is going to be huge on these Flagstaffs, your tires, and also a sensor around the rim. So if your tires get too hot, too low, it'll alert you. And yeah, overall, really nice trailer. You got the bigger 30-pound tanks and your electric tongue jack. I did throw in 2 batteries for them. And so I will send you your receipts and everything as soon as I'm done with this, you guys. I know I haven't done that yet. I did run the deposit though, but I will get those receipts to you as well as a buyer's order. And on the 16th, you'll be inside of it. That's cool. All right, let's do a U-turn to go look at a Flagstaff ePro. This customer is looking at a nice little compact trailer. ePro, like I said, used to be my favorite brand. They're just solid. And like I said, it doesn't matter if you go with an ePro or a Microlite, the quality is still going to be the same. There's some small differences, but it doesn't really make a difference. because the construction is still the same. Let's see, turn you around and get close. The 26 KBS is almost perfect. Hesitation is no outdoor kitchen. After you show the toy hauler, is there one with a layout storage of the 26? I believe that's a front kitchen. I have one with an outside kitchen right now, but it doesn't have the front kitchen. Boom, look at it. I call this the Swiss Army knife of trailers. It's awesome. So let's look at the specs of this real quick. All right, so we are looking at, let's see, did I print them? Flagstaff ePro 15 TB. Nice little compact trailer. This is going to be, the length is 15 feet 8 inches. Your GVWR is 3,907. Your cargo is 1,074. And your unloaded vehicle weight is 2,833 pounds. And your freshwater is 31 gallons. See, I told you that Catalina has really great tanks. 44 gallons. So let's go inside. So right off the bat, the one difference from a Microlite to an ePro is it has the tank heaters. So this thing is totally capable in cold weather. The only thing they didn't do is enclose it, which is not a big deal at all. But if you look under here, see how there's those little heat pads? It's kind of hard to tell. Let's see, there they are, right there. See that heat pad? So this does have those 12-volt heat pads. It's got the lift and the bigger off-road tires with the sensor. And like I said, everything is aluminum. So if we look under here, that is underneath the dinette. So all aluminum framed. And of course, it'll have that double-layered composite wall. And let's open this bad boy up. You got frameless windows. So one-piece glass. There's no gasket around the window, so you don't have to worry about that getting brittle. Kind of like the normal trailers sometimes. These ones are actually pretty good on the Catalina. They have like a metal thing over top of it. So 15 TB, and I love the way they changed it up a little bit. Oh, did I forget to plug it in? I'm sorry, guys. Bear with me. Squirrel brain. It has a bike rack too. It will hold 2 bikes, and I still don't know how it works. And I've been selling these for about 8 years. Okay. Plug this in. You do always need a 7-way plug on your truck or tow vehicle, and we can always add that as well. Let's see. Disconnect might be off, but we'll show it. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, it's got Power Pro too. Hey, Power Pro. Hey, Power Pro. Forget you. Hey, Power Pro. I think you have to like do the settings on it. So this does have twin beds on both sides, and then you can convert it into a king bed. So this is a really nice option. I've gotten like hunters. Oh, there it is.
Power Pro.
There we go. If you have like hunters and you don't want to sleep in the same bed, you got your own twin beds. Or if your significant other's with you, you can make a nice big king size bed. And I love this setup so much more. They used to give you like this massive table, and it was so bulky and so heavy, it was annoying. So I really like this setup a little bit more. Hey, Power Pro. Turn the lights 100% on.
Oh,
boom.
100%.
How sweet is that? I'm old school though. I'm cool with pushing a button. So again, all real wood cabinetry. Like I said, the main difference is your air conditioner is going to be a 13.5, which is more than enough and not ducted. The ceilings are also a little bit lower, but it is vaulted still. So it's a rounded ceiling. GE appliances throughout, and decent storage. It has really good storage up and around this. I always like these back windows. This is just like the one Ginger is looking at. Those nice windows in the back. This looks like it's going to be an 8 cubic foot fridge, whereas the Microlite, it's a 10 cubic, or no, they're both 8 cubic foot. No, the other one is 10 cubic foot. So you got your 8 cubic foot, and then it's got the wet bath. Woo! You can do everything at once, baby. So I don't mind those. Saves a little space. And you got a place right there to put your TP, keep it dry. And I guess the other difference is this is a plastic toilet just because of the setup, whereas on the Microlite, it'll be porcelain. The appliances are a little bit different, whereas on the Microlite, it'll all be Magic Chef. So they do give you a Magic Chef fridge, and then these are kind of different because that is a convection oven. So it doesn't have the oven like the Microlite does. And then this just flips over Really nice layout though. Bulletproof. So the price on this bad boy, you are looking at $31 down to $24,995, plus $17.95 and $19.95. And M Hiker Girl in the house. Hey Tyler, I know last week you said you don't sell the unmapped trailers, but you are able to order them. Oh no, I wish, man. I wish I could order those. Basically, the way dealerships work is you have to actually get them as a brand. Like Flagstaff is such a hard brand to get. They literally have to come like interview your service shop and make sure that you're taking care of customers and stuff. So it's kind of a process to get some of these like higher end brands. And I kept telling her I wanted unmapped, but we have Surveyor, so it's kind of comparable. Let me turn you around real quick. But yeah, here's the next trailer. Hopefully she's gonna buy it. This is actually a good time to talk about this. So we are the cheapest place in the country to buy a trailer for one reason. But there's a caveat to that, because this customer that's potentially buying this has something even better. But basically we have what's called the Sunshine Law. And what that is you can get our sales tax without having a physical address here, which is 4%. The other cool thing is you can re-register it here every single year. And for something like this size or a microlight, you might spend 20 to 30 bucks a year, 35 bucks a year to re-register it. So you're gonna save thousands on the initial taxes, and you're also gonna save thousands down the road if this is like your last trailer and you continue to re-register it here. You just do it online, very simple. And then also it will be linked to your physical address, so there's no discrepancies with insurance or anything like that. So a small little loophole, but the customer that's getting this, she lives in Montana, and that is probably the only state that can beat me when it comes to taxes, because you can get that 0% sales tax there. But we're gonna figure out how to get this done for her. I'm not sure if she made it on here or not. But yeah, Sunshine Law, I'll talk more about it as we go through these trailers. Anything you wanna see, let me know. We'll go into a Surveyor. Frank the Tank in the house, let's go. All right, yeah, I'm super pumped for Tom and Marcy. She called me today. She said, Tyler, do you want to sell a trailer today? I said, I sure do. Okay, let's go to a Surveyor. So I'm going to show you a nice middle ground between Nobo 20.2. James, I can't remember. Did we talk about a 20.2, or are you looking for one? Sorry, it's so weird. I feel like all of you guys have the same name. I have like 7 Davids in here and like 4 James. So I get a little confused. I'm very good at faces. I'll remember your face for like years down the road. So a Surveyor is going to be a nice middle ground, and I'm going to show you the differences, because I showed you a microlight and the aluminum framing, you know, the torsion axle. This is going to still be well constructed, really constructed well, but there's small little details. Too many of my name too. Yeah, I swear I've seen joyful on here before too. You guys are trying to confuse me. You have all the same name. All right. Yeah, it's crazy. Only one Sanford. Yeah, you're the only Sanford. You have my cell phone number now, so Sanford, so anytime you need help, just text me or call me. We'll actually look at the 25BSDS for you, because I know that's the one you're interested in after this. So Surveyor, still 6-side aluminum framed. Is it too late to come on and say hi, follow you? Ooh, yeah. You've been on a bunch of my videos. Yeah, you're from Albuquerque. That's so cool. You need to come out and say hi. I'll show you around. Appreciate you jumping on. So Surveyor is a nice middle ground, and the reason I like this brand so much is because it's still not like, you know, those really cheaply made fiberglass trailers where they, you know, pinch and roll, Luan, all that stuff. It's still going to have 6-side aluminum framing. So if we come under here, you can see, bam, you got all that aluminum. They do come with the griddle on the Surveyors. Flagstaff no longer does that. I know, boo. The other cool thing is they do use that composite material, but they use a brand that's called Asdale. So anytime you're out looking at dealerships, kind of look for a sticker, because a lot of times these sales guys are new and they don't know what they're talking about. So this will be fiberglass, then your Asdel composite material, then your rigid block foam, aluminum, and your inner walls. Yeah, stop by anytime. I'm off on Mondays and Tuesdays, but sometimes I'm here. I have to come in tomorrow. I have a customer coming from Nevada that bought a 26 SRD from me, and he said that he had a trailer that he had, it was like a 40-foot fifth wheel, of course, but he said he was spending $1,300 a year to re-register it. And he's buying like a 30-foot Flagstaff, and it was only like $36 to register it next year in Nevada. So he's like, heck yeah, I'll buy one from you. 5,277 pounds and 25 feet, 1 inch. Are you getting the Flagstaff 21 SRB? I don't know. That's kind of why I haven't been doing my normal long form tours, because I haven't had very much new stuff. Uh-oh, did I forget to plug it in? I'm waiting for stuff to come in, but I might just start redoing videos so that way I could continue to keep growing the channel, you know? If you guys don't mind that, I would really appreciate it if I could do that. If I could redo videos and then just keep building this channel. Some of these reviewers, you know, they work for big corporate dealerships and they have like endless inventory. That would be freaking awesome. So this is going to be, I think I told you the length already, but a Surveyor. So like I said, in the Flagstaff, all real wood cabinetry. And like if we come look up here, you can see it's kind of like a wrapped material, which isn't bad because like I say every week, I've never seen a Surveyor or a Catalina have cabinetry pill. The only brand I've seen so far is Springdale, but I just like to point that out because to help you guys out. So this does have a rack and pinion slide system, so it's nice and flush with the floor right there. I'll show you some different slide systems. There's also like Schwinn-Tech, a bunch of other ones. This is a nice slide system because you can put it out partially without damaging anything. I think we're leaning towards one of those and would have loved to purchase it through you. The Sunshine Loft. You know what you should do is just go look at one in person, and I could just order you one. Then you could get, and then you can get, hey Norman's in the house. We can order you one, and the cool thing is it won't be sitting at a dealership for months. They call it lot rot, you know. You'll get a factory fresh one, and it usually takes about 8 weeks. So if you go look at one and you like it, just give me a call. I can get you a quote to order one, and I'll still discount the trailer a lot, even though, you know, it's fresh. But that's the cool thing, you get a fresh one. But I'll find out for you. You should call the dealership. I already told our receptionist to give my number out to people. So if you just call in, she'll give you my personal number, and then we could be in contact that way in case I can get one or I am getting one. So other difference in this trailer is it does have a flat roof. So whereas on the Flagstaff, it did have that vaulted ceiling. So other differences, this is a 60 by 80 queen. And if you remember when I lift that Flagstaff, if we come over here, see how it's wood? David in the house. What's up? You made it this week. I appreciate you coming on. He's been here since day one. First timer here. Hey, Jen, I really appreciate that review you gave me. I really appreciate that. I'm not sure why, but the reviews are getting deleted by Google. So some of you guys that have done it like a couple weeks ago, they're all deleted. So if you want to help me out again, just go to Google and type in Albuquerque RV. I'll show you the sticker, or there'll be a link in the description. But yeah, thank you, Jen. Let's see, let me read some of these comments. First timer here from Ohio, looking at couples coaches under 5,000 pounds, loving the Nobo and the Flagstaff you just did. Do you sell Ibex? I'm trying to figure out the difference between the three. Oh, we can get into that. I'm good at that. Okay. Well, for one, Ibex and Nobo are the same exact trailer. They are not different. So see how I said there's no wood there. The Flagstaff was aluminum. This is wood. Ibex and Nobo are the same exact trailer. They come out of the same exact plant. The same people touch it. It's just different decals and different stickers. And the difference between Flagstaff and Nobo. Ooh, I can pick those apart real good. We'll do that next. So I personally like the interior of a Flagstaff more. I think that the Nobo tends to, you kind of paying more for the beast mode package, and then the interior is just, it's a little less. And if you want to kind of bring that point across, this is the same company as Nobo as well. We're looking for a small with bunks and a Murphy bed. Ooh, I'll show you one. So Surveyor, Nobo, R-Pod, Unmapped, Ibex are all the same brand. So this is basically the interior of a Nobo. But the Nobo has like the green and the beast mode package. Hey Tyler, John from Colorado. You showed a Catalina 154 RBX and 134 RBX. Do you have a torsion axle? Also, can you get a 16.1? We can get whatever you want. And they only do the torsion axle in the Flagstaffs. The Catalinas are just your standard leaf spring. So you got your oven, you got your 3-burner cooktop, nice deep undermount sink right there. And then got that waterfall spout, or you can pull it out. This is a true 60 by 80 queen also. So a lot of times in RVs, they'll be 60 by 74, 6 inches shorter. So nice thing about that is you can change this mattress out because RV mattresses suck. Then you got your theater seating with the cup holders for those cold snacks, and you got your trays right there that you can remove. You even got some wall art. I like the interior of Surveyors almost more than a Flagstaff. I just think they do a really good job. Bathroom, you got your porcelain throne. We'll do a Flagstaff and a Nobo after this, so that way I can really bring home like what the differences are for you. Sometimes I think the Nobo is overkill for a lot of the people that are buying them. So you got the porcelain throne. You got tank heaters right here, but these ones are not the smart tank heaters. It's got that nice accented lighting so you can check out the hairdo. Decent storage for all your towels. This is a great layout. I liked the bar stools too. I don't know if you guys saw those up there. Got your shower. Man, I don't know what it is. Like the last 2 weeks, now that we're not fighting Santa Claus, I'm getting like 4 or 5 calls a day from people. It's getting crazy. Are any new no slides under 25 coming out? Not that I know of. No slides are like they're not common anymore really. Just the one I have. Sorry, I'm the one looking for the unmapped, and you said you couldn't order one. Should have explained myself a bit more. No worries. I wish I could order you one. It's got that bar stools. Look, these are some nice feng shui chairs right there. Kind of heavy duty. And then I like this wood look to it. Let's see what the price is on this. So since we got a lot of people on here, I'm going to talk to you about one more time about how pricing works at dealerships. So this is our price. This is a little different than how I normally would do it, because when you come in, I would usually sit you down in my office. That way, when you come out, you know exactly what you're paying for. So there's 2 ways dealerships price out these trailers. There's going to be the dealer, and I've worked at both styles of dealerships. So there's the one dealership, they're going to say, there's no fees, no added fees, but they hide the fees in the price and then they advertise no fees. Their trailers tend to look a little bit higher, and it's because their fees are already in there. Of course, they're going to recoup it. They're just saying there's no fees. And then there's dealerships where they're going to add prep and freight. So you'll see some dealerships where the price is like super cheap. Those are the ones online that you'll usually see that will add the prep and freight. And let me tell you, the one dealership that's probably making the most off of you is the ones that's hiding the fees in the price, because you don't have any idea what you're paying for. You have no way to negotiate, nothing. So here at Albuquerque RV, we itemize everything. We want to be as transparent as possible, show you everything you're paying for. So if you're looking at this price, you got $50,000, get a finance discount. So whatever the bank gives us, we match it, brings it down to $37,995. And then your prep is $17.95. And then depending on what you buy, and then the freight is $19.95, because these come from Indiana, and the Amish actually make most of our trailers. So that is how our pricing works. So anytime you look online, it'll say underneath before prep and freight. And then also when you're looking at the tags, that is before that. I just want to be transparent with you guys. But yeah, let's move on. 10 cubic foot, 12 volt refrigerator. I always tell you guys, just all you got to do, well, first thing you should do is just call me and I'll get you a good deal. Or, you know, just go online and make sure you get a buyer's order. Do not let them text you the price, or, you know, just put it in an email. Tell them you want a buyer's order with everything itemized, and then just go with whatever deal you feel is the best. Why hasn't Flagstaff ripped off the Grand Design 2300 MK? Love the model, but not sure of the build quality. Grand Design is nowhere near a Flagstaff. And I have a Grand Design. If you stick around long enough, I'll pick that thing apart. And I hate to do it, but I always get people that are like, Grand Design it's not as good as, or Grand Design's better than Flagstaff. It's not. And there's a lot of things I could point out on it. Come on, get up. There we go. I still think Grand Design is an amazing trailer, but I think, you know, in the industry, what happens is these brands will come out and they're new brands, and then and then they kind of like market really hard, and they're kind of like acting like they came out with the newest and most innovative thing ever. And all of these are pretty much very similar. And then people get on that hype train, and then they go and overpay for like a Brinkley. It's crazy. You could spend far less and still get a good trailer like a Flagstaff for sure. Let's see, the 25 BSDS for Sanford. Let's see, did we sell it? Do a U-turn. Again, if you think I deserve it or if I've earned it from you guys, there will be a link down below in the description. If you could please leave a review. Unfortunately, the dealer Google keeps deleting some of them. So some of the ones that you guys have already left, they're gone, which sucks. But yeah, it helps me out a lot also because the owner sees that this is working. She continues to let me come out here and talk to my phone for 2 hours. Here it is, 25 BSDS. So I'm gonna be picking this thing apart with a Nobo. And you will see a lot of differences once I point them out. I think a Flagstaff is my favorite. And I always say it because, I mean, a Nobo would work good for me because I do like to go off the beaten path, you know, I like to go rugged, but Flagstaff, you just can't beat the construction, especially on the interior. So this is a 25 BSDS. It does have this outdoor kitchen. So for one, right off the bat, Nobo has a framed window. This is frameless, one-piece glass. You don't have to worry about that getting brittle on you. Let's open this up. Of course, I don't want to like deter you from buying a Nobo. When I have people that want to buy Nobo, you can't convince them. They're in love with them. It's probably one of the biggest sellers this year is the Nobo. You got your stove top right here for pots and pans. And then because this is a 2025 year model, it does come with the griddle and it'll hook on there. So you could be, you know, cooking on both sides. That'd be cool. And then you got your outside fridge for those cold snacks. Hey, Mike, thank you for making it. Appreciate you coming on every week. All right. So, yes, the Nobo has the beast mode, but this will still have the automotive grade independent suspension. So it is far better for towing, but it will have an axle still. See how the Nobo will not? The other difference is obviously the road tire, and the beast mode will have the off-road tire. And I'll get into what I prefer more for most people once we get to the Nobo. Goodyear Endurance tire. As we move in, Nobo will have that composite wall, but Nobo is a single layered, whereas Flagstaff is double layered. So you're getting double layered composite walls. That's another difference. Another difference right here is, check this out. Look how strong I am. What? See how they hold themselves up? Nobos don't do that. So it has a gas strut on it right there. And this is 60 pounds of metal you're bringing up and down. And I've had a rep actually chip their tooth. So the last thing you want to do is be dropping your 60 pounds of stairs on the poodle. Come inside. Check it out. Such a nice layout. Woo! One slide, actually two slide outs. One right there. It is the rack and pinion slide system, so it's nice and flush. Some of the Nobos are Schwintek. Another difference between a Nobo and this Flagstaff. Oh yeah, let me tell you the length. So pretty much, just to give you, make it easy for you, anytime you see a Flagstaff microlight, it's going to be 25 feet 10 inches or 25 feet 11 inches. So 25 feet 10 inches and 5,900 pounds, basically 5,600, or no, 6,000, and cargo is 1,600. So I always tell you guys, yes, the GVWR, come on, focus. The GVWR is important to look at, but always check what the cargo weight is, because what happens is these trailers, some of them have like 2,600 pounds of cargo, and let's say the trailer weighs 6,000 pounds, that thing is getting heavy. And so when you have a truck that's very close to that weight limit, you know, you got to check the cargo, because you will never, ever put 2,600 pounds of cargo in your trailer. On average, people put about 600 to 800 pounds of cargo. So don't just look at all the weights. It's all important. All of them are important, but check that cargo, not just the GVWR, because you could be taking a trailer off your list that you love. So you got Magic Chef appliances throughout, those comfy theater seating. Dang, this has a big bathroom. That is a lot of space. It's hard to tell on camera. Oh, I remember this one. It has a lot of good storage too. Check this out. Dang, look at that. I can't even reach the back. Tons of storage in this thing. So another difference from this and a Nobo. Yeah, they are. That's true. You got a cast iron skillet collection, Diane? Cast iron skillet collection. So one difference from this and a Nobo is this does have real wood cabinetry. The Nobo will have the paper wrapped. And then the other difference is going to be this does have the shower miser. The Nobo won't. But what the Nobo does have is that vacuum system, which is pretty neat, and I'll show you that. Another difference from this and a Nobo is going to be the countertops. On the Nobo, it's going to be a wrapped material, which isn't bad. I'll tell you what to avoid when we get to the next trailer, but this is all solid surface countertops. The countertops are a little better. I would like to think that Magic Chef is going to be a little bit better than Furrion. Maybe I'm wrong, but Magic Chef appliances throughout. Your TV is 12 volt. The one other difference from this to a Nobo is the Nobo, you're going to get 2,000 watts of solar and 400 watts of solar. Whereas on this, you're going to get 200 watts of solar and an 1,800 watt inverter, which I don't think is a big deal just because it's just recharging your batteries. Got a nice front bedroom. And the other difference from a Nobo to a Flagstaff is, of course, they aluminum frame literally everything. The Nobo, the front of beds will be wood. It's got the wardrobe right here. If you haven't, hit that thumbs up thing right there, wherever it is on your screen. Push it out to everyone. It helps with the algorithm. Helps me out. On the bathroom's so nice now. If it was only a bit longer. It is a nice unit. It's got 2 pocket doors, so it allows for more space. Overall, nice unit. And it'll save you, if you don't care about the year, I think I could work a deal on this one, honestly. I think I can, let's see. So this is down. Yeah, that one should be a residential queen. 55 down to 41,995. So a little over 12 grand. My girlfriend gets mad when I clean the cast iron. You got the fireplace. Those always come in handy, so when you're at campground, you don't have to waste your propane. But, of course, Nobo is a nice trailer, and they're both made by Forest River. Let's go check out a Nobo now. Try to remember the differences. Another difference from a Nobo to the Flagstaff is you do have a ladder. So it comes with the ladder already, which I think is a good selling point. You know, get on your roof, make sure everything is good. It does come with the receiver that will hold 300 pounds. And your rack and pinion slide system. So this is also known as a through frame slide. So you can see how it goes through the frame of the trailer. Solid slide system. This is a slide system you do want to lubricate. So you can buy this spray that kind of coats the gears and stuff. Schwintek slides you do not want to lubricate. What is this? Let's see. A little bit of storage right there. If you're new here, leave a comment. I always like to know when we get new people here because I always say it every Sunday. I'm like, yeah, come see it in person. Every Sunday I'm like, man, I'm not gonna go live this week. No one wants to hear the same old spiel. So when I get new people on here, you're also helping us keep going. Let's go to a Nobo. If you're just jumping on and you've never heard of the Sunshine Law, New Mexico is the only state in the country that allows you to get our sales tax, which is 4% without having a physical address here. Saves you thousands, especially if you're like in Arizona. I sell to a lot of people in Arizona because they have city and county multipliers. So always look at that when you're buying a trailer, because Arizona, the base tax is 6.2% or 6.9%. And then they have city and county multipliers. So the average tax is 8.9 or 8.2%. And then it goes all the way up to 11.9%. So You know, a lot of these trailers, you're going to be about 1,500, like on the Flagstaff, should probably be about $1,500 in taxes roughly. So just imagine doubling that. You'll save thousands of dollars just coming out here. And the other cool thing is you can actually re-register it here every single year. And the trailers I've been showing you, you might spend about 35, 40 bucks a year to re-register it. Gail, thank you, Gail. I thank you for the review too. I appreciate that. So yeah, definitely give us a shot. Call me. I always tell people too, like if you're gonna be, even if the price is like the same or it comes out to the same, you can, why give the state the money? You might as well take a trip, you know, come out, hang out, get some green chili, some Mexican food, new Mexican food. There's a difference. All right, let's check this one out. This will be a Murphy bed. What is that one? Actually, let's check this one out. So this will be a beast mode package, and you can order the Nobo without beast mode. And I'll show you what it includes. Plug this in. Ugh. Turn you around. Man, my lips are chapped. All right. So you want the green machine. So like I said, same trailer as Ibex. This does have the beast mode package. And you can see there's no axle like on the Flagstaff. I appreciate that. If I had a... Oh, okay. Imagine's still nice. I don't know if you've seen me pick them apart. Definitely different. So this does have the beast mode. The Flagstaff will have an independent suspension too. See that? What? Look how cool that is. The one thing I always say is like sometimes this is overkill for a lot of people. That's why I like the Flagstaff, because it still has a good suspension. And just to give you an analogy, those of you that come every week, I'm sorry that I'm saying the same thing. But for an analogy, I have been a distance runner my entire life. And about 3-4 years ago, I got into backpacking. And so basically, I would not go take my marathon shoes and go on a big, long backpacking trip. And on the flip side, I wouldn't go take my marathon shoes or my hiking boot, all-terrain boot, and go run a marathon. So you really got to think about the type of camping you're going to be doing, where you're going to go, because this, yes, it's going to help with, you know, maybe not puncturing your tire as much, but if you're just going from campground to campground, you know, the road tire is going to give you better fuel mileage. It might not be as loud, might not bounce around as much, but like I said, this is nice if you are someone that is going to be going off-road. But there's like no motor like pushing you forward, so it's kind of aesthetic, but I guess it does help with, you know, puncturing, maybe gripping a little bit. So this will have the beast mode. It's got that green look and the goat on it. So if you buy a Nobo and you don't want the beast mode, you're just in love with the colors and the interior and all that, you can do that. What you lose is the suspension, and instead of 400 watts, you get 200 watts of solar. And you also lose the 2000 watt inverter. You get an inverter prep. And the other thing is you lose the fresh water filter and the max air vent. So that beast mode is really what you're paying for on this. Let me make sure I got some questions. Does my travel trailer come with a TV? That one does not, I don't believe. I'd have to check. I don't think so. Usually the Catalinas do not. But I'll let you know. Yes, you picked apart the one I was looking for, but glad you pointed out the wood frame versus aluminum and the struggle making the bed. Yeah, I love Grand Design. Maybe I'm just being a hater because I want them. we might be getting them very soon, hopefully. 29 feet, 6,302 pounds. Okay, remember on the Flagstaff, it had those steps. Obviously this one, these just plop right down. As we walk in, it'll be single layered composite wall, not double. And check this layout out. This is like the 26 SRD. The guy I have coming from Nevada tomorrow to pick up the trailer, he called me for this trailer and I flipped him to a Flagstaff. I shouldn't do that. So one difference, like I said, countertops are kind of like a wrapped material. This is not a bad way to go. The one thing I would avoid when I'm looking at trailers and it has like the wrapped material, is I would never get a trailer with the T-molding. So I used to sell Shasta, and they have like this rubber gasket T-molding thing that they put on the side. And what happens is there's a seam there, and when you're doing dishes and cleaning or wiping stuff off, that water gets into the cracks, and then that's when you have your countertop starting to warp. So this is not bad. As long as it's like coming down, you know, and there's no T-molding, you'll be good. But Flagstaff solid surface countertops, as you can see, cabinetry is a kind of like a wrapped material. Again, not bad. I have never seen one of these pill, but Flagstaff, it will be wood. No oven in the Nobos. Flagstaff, you do. Again, these are going to be kind of mixed brands throughout. For the appliances, where Flagstaff, it's going to be Magic Chef. The roof is flat up here, and the Flagstaff will be rounded, which isn't a big deal because this has higher ceilings than the Flagstaff anyway. This will have a Schwintek slide. So if you notice, see how there's a step up right there? And I always like to point this out for you guys, and I probably shoot myself in the foot, but I like to show this. Sometimes with Schwintek slides, this is what happens. I'm 5'7", so if you don't like that feeling, or you're a giant and your feet will touch, that the step up does make your feet dangle a little bit. But I like it because it makes this longer. So just pointing that out. And like I said, Flagstaff aluminum frames, literally everything. This is going to be a 6-side aluminum frame trailer, but if we lift this bed, see that wood framing? Or yeah, see, it's all wood, whereas on the Flagstaff, it'll be aluminum. And I'll show you the exact same layout as this on a Flagstaff. I like the wallpaper. Looks cool. You got Cowboy Dan, you got Lassie, you got a cabin, you got a bunny. Pretty cool. You got a bull. Any reviews on the glass clear on the sink? Glass clear. Any reviews on the glass clear on the sink? Glass clear. Glass clear. Oh, and don't think no one's staying in this. The owner literally stages every single RV. It's crazy. I've never seen a dealership that does that. I'm telling you, she's a workaholic. So 60 by 80 queen, true queen. It's got 2 doors. A lot of people are like, why the heck do they do 2 doors? It's because when the slide is in, you can get to the bedroom, the bathroom still. If it didn't have the 2 doors, you would not be able to get through to here, to the bathroom and the bedroom. And like I told you, rack and pinion slide systems you could put out partially. So if you need to squeeze by, you can get by. This is a Schwintek slide. Schwintek slides, you have to put them out completely or you have to put them in completely. You do not want to stop halfway with Schwintek slides. But it's got nice storage. If you are new here too, my normal reviews are not like this. They are extremely in depth. I literally measure every single cabinet, and I think it's overkill. Might have to stop doing that. I don't know, unless you guys like it. So pretty nice. You can almost tell that it's made like a Surveyor, that they come out of the same plant, just this, other than the green, but they have the same appliances. You get a smart TV, and this is 58 down to 42,995. We will look at a Flagstaff. To the left of the kitchen faucet, what is that? Oh, the kitchen faucet. This is a cup cleaner. And I always warn people, when you're out looking at RVs, do not push that. You will get antifreeze everywhere. Yeah, it's a cup cleaner, so this just kind of goes on there. I always say this story, but my manager, he just bought like a brand new $250 cream colored polo sweater, and I'm like, ooh, look at this, and I pushed it, antifreeze got all over him. Tankless water heater. Nobo will be, Flagstaff will be a normal tank, 6-gallon. It is prepped for the ladder. The roof on this is going to be a PVC roof, and me personally, I don't think that's like a deal breaker for me, whether it's PVC or TPO. They're all really good roofs nowadays. The other difference is you don't get the electric stabilizers, whereas on the Flagstaff, you're gonna get auto level. So that is another difference. It's not overkill to give dimensions. Please keep doing it. I also love that you do so many different angles. Awesome, I like to hear that. I just figure, you know, I'm not forcing you guys to stay watching it. Once you get the info you need, boom, just shut me off. I know I get annoying. The thing on the left of the sink is a cup cleaner. Okay, cool. So your tanks will also be smaller on a Nobo. So you got the, what is that, 20 pound? You do get 2 electric tongue jack, but very similar. You do get a griddle on the Nobo where, like I said, the Flagstaff decided to take it away. Boo. But let's go check out the same layout, but on a Flagstaff. Whoa. Ow. Again, if you haven't, hit that little thumbs up thing, helps me out. I'll show you guys how to spell Albuquerque RV too, if you can help me out. Help a brother out. The amount of calls I've been getting, like just because of those reviews too, people will call in and be like, can we work with Tyler? It goes a long way. Like some of you guys are just too far to buy for me, I guess. But if you do that for me, it's just as if you did buy for me, and I appreciate it. I will forever be in debt. Let's see, 26 SRD. Let's find it. I'm excited. I'm delivering one of these tomorrow. Coming from Nevada. 3 deals in the last week just off YouTube. It's crazy. It's like once Santa Claus is gone, it's like everyone starts to get that camping bug. We had the busiest December since we've been open. It's crazy this year. So right off the bat, you are getting auto level, whereas on the Nobo you're not. So the other one, it was just the crank down. You're getting 30 pound propane tanks, where on the Nobo it was 20. Double layered composite walls, whereas Nobo is single. Still getting an independent suspension, just not the beast mode. You are getting that nice fold-in step. And if we come in here, you'll see it looks exactly like the Nobo, but it has a U-shaped dinette instead of just the 4-seater. I like this layout a lot. Let's see. And it's hard to tell, but see how it's all aluminum under there too? Nobo, it will be wood. So the aluminum frame, everything. Thank you, Mike. San Bernardino. Nice. Save you a little money. I'm trying to figure out how to work out a way where, like, because I've been, you know, people coming from out of town, we have campgrounds, one over the freeway and one right next to us. And it's cool because they'll basically do their walkthrough orientation with our walkthrough tech, and then they'll go camping it next door or across the freeway. I'm going to see if they can, like, maybe because I'm sending people there, they can give some sort of discount to you guys. I think that would be kind of smart of them, you know, especially if I'm sending people there. So like I said, real wood cabinetry, whereas on the Nobo, it's that paper, not paper wrap, but it's a wrapped material. You also got the solid surface. You do lose the cup cleaner and the vacuum system. It doesn't have a vacuum. I just like Flagstaff because some of these companies, they get so, like, they try to be so different. Then you buy a trailer and within a year it's out of style. Like this, not that I would care what anyone thinks, but like this, they keep it kind of classy. It seems a little more like, I don't know how to explain it. It just seems like it's not going to go out of style, you know? A little more basic, but it's nice, clean, simple. I like it. You got a fireplace right there, and I always like to make fun of this drawer. What the heck is that for? What? What was the point of that? I mean, someone said like maybe knives, cutlery, or maybe I don't know. It's kind of funny. And then this will have 2 slide outs. Got your theater seating and the middle bathroom. Some people like the middle bathroom, some people don't. I think it's nice if you plan on having guests coming and hanging out, because if your significant other wants to shower, you can kind of come in here and rinse off and get straight to the bathroom. You don't have to walk through the whole trailer, you know, like on some trailers, some layouts. Good linen storage right here. And bam, pretty nice. In the Flagstaffs, a lot of times the bathroom will be that wrapped material, just in the bathroom. Open this sliding door right here. Dang, that's a wide door too. It's kind of hard to tell. You got your 60 by 80 queen and 2 air conditioners. The Nobo had 1 air conditioner. I do recommend if you live in hot states, definitely get the 2nd air conditioner. Even if it costs more, don't skimp out on that because when I do these tours in summer and it has 1 air conditioner with 2 bedrooms, I could usually only get it down to like 75 degrees. And at least if you get one, make sure it's prepped for the air conditioner. So it's 50 amp, because if you get 30 amp and it's not prepped, woo, that is going to be very expensive to add another air conditioner. So at least add it if it's prepped, because I know a lot of you guys go into the high country and you don't really need an air conditioner. And again, that aluminum framing underneath the bed. Overall, nice layout. I like this. Thermofoil. Putting this on my list to see in person. If only it had an outdoor kitchen. That is my favorite. Keep it outside. It is nice to have an outdoor kitchen too, because then you're not like stinking up the trailer. That is the one downfall to buying used. Sometimes people really use them, and then you can't get the smell out. Just got the nice puck lighting up here, so it's nice and flush with the roof. I do like that. And you can dim the lights in this. The Nobo, you can't dim the lights. Let's see what the price is on this bad boy. $56 down to $47,995. Very nice unit. Ugh. Any questions, anything you guys want to see, let me know. Oh yeah, let me show you this real quick, just in case you want to help me out. Let's see. There we go. If you can. It's always fun to do these on my Friday, because then I go home and I get to see the reviews. So if you want to help me out, Albuquerque RV, ALBUQUERQUE, the weirdest city ever to spell. And yes, that is where Breaking Bad is filmed. And like I always tell you guys, that was not a TV show, that was a documentary. Can you order any of these without the oven? I suppose it's possible. I've never had anyone not get the oven. Any chance for anything similar with washer and dryer? I don't have anything like this one with a washer and dryer. Sometimes you can add washer dryer prep, but it's hard sometimes, because if it doesn't have the space, you can't really add it. All right. Woo! Yeah, it's my Friday. I will get the numbers to the Rosie for that E-Pro. Yeah, she lives in Montana, so she gets no sales tax. That's crazy. But if you want me to order you one, we can order you whatever you want. Let's show you guys this thing. I showed it last week, but it's just mind-blowing. Just show one for fun, and then you guys can let me know if you want to see something else. How big is that back storage? Oh, on the back, it basically wraps around the U-shaped dinette. This layout is crazy. Ooh, and it's plugged in, so I can show it to you guys. So Flagstaff, when it basically the levels of trailers, it goes E-Pro. That'll go up to 21 feet. And then the next bigger trailer you can get is the one that Marcy bought, the 21 FBRS. And then after that, you get the 22 FBS. And then and basically all the micro lights will be right at 25 feet, 10 inches. And then once you get up to super light, it's going to be 30 feet, right around 30 feet, 29 feet. And then, whoa, dang, I almost broke my neck. Okay, it's plugged in. Dang, slippery. We had that crazy rainstorm. Yeah. So we just picked this brand up, and I am super excited about it. Look at this. What? Holy smokes. Some of you guys have probably seen the short I did. This is Cedar Creek, the 2026 361 RL. You got the fireplace and the TV that goes down into the wood countertop. And this thing is nuts. You got opposing slides on both sides. Cedar Creek is more like your residential grade, you know, if you're going to be living in it long term. And just think, we have another one that's even above this called a Riverstone. It's crazy. So I'm pretty excited to have this brand because now we have we'll have the Impression, Sabre, Flagstaff, and then we have this Cedar Creek and then Riverstone. Look at that, 3-in-1 microwave oven. That thing is sweet. Look at this. And I always get this question, where does the trash bin go? Whoa, bam, look at that. You even have a place for your trash bags. How nice is that? And then when you're chopping food up, just slide it right into there, into the trash can. Pretty cool. Whoa, that is nice. Stainless steel sink. What are the warranties from different brands you carry? They kind of vary. Most of them, you're going to get a 1-year warranty, bumper to bumper. So everything. And then like a Flagstaff, you're going to get a lifetime warranty on the roof. And then you're going to get, I think your axles are 10 years. The appliances vary 1 to 2 years. And then most dealerships, they, you know, you can get, you can extend it for 5 years if you did want to. And yes, I always say it, we had a child go to the bathroom in an RV. So we had to put those up. Luckily they bought it. You got a nice place to fold your clothes. Washer and dryer prep. Holy smokes. This is a perfect example of why you should come here and save on taxes. This trailer is $98,000. I calculated it out. Here in New Mexico, your taxes will be like right around $4,200. So if you live in Texas where it's 8%, you're saving $4,000. That is not a little bit of money. That is a lot of money, for me at least. So that sunshine law, when you're looking at something at this price point, it definitely makes a huge difference. And then registering it every year, in Nevada, this thing would be about $1,300 a year just to re-register. If you buy it here, you might spend $75 to $110 a year to register it. So you're saving literally thousands every single year just by registering it here, as well as another $4,000 just on the initial taxes. So definitely give me a call. We can order you whatever you want. Go to a dealership where you're at and just go pick out a trailer. If it's a Flagstaff, perfect. Pretty nice. 1-piece shower surrounding. And check this out. You got 3 shower heads. Keep those knees clean. And it's got the wand. Very nice. This looks like a house. Like, it doesn't look like we're in an RV at all. Pretty sweet. Like it. You got your hampers and everything down below. Look at that. Pretty nice. Any questions? Anything you want to see? We'll get on the golf cart real quick. Can you register the trailer permanently like I did with my pop-up? So yeah, so the only trailers you can register permanently, I think they have to be like under like 2,000 pounds or something. So anything over that, you're going to have to re-register it every year. I think you could do a 2-year, but yeah, you'll have to do it every year. Look at the ceiling fan. Holy smokes. It's like a propeller to a plane. I do plan to do a video on the differences between this and a Riverstone because there are some differences. You even have a nice area for all of your snacks, dovetail cabinetry drawers, fireplace, big windows. I love these shades. Look at this. Isn't that nice? They're like behind a bracket, so they stay nice and, I don't know, solid. Pretty sweet. Whoa, my ankle. Pretty nice. So that is a new brand we are now carrying at Albuquerque RV. Cedar Creek. Oh, I forgot to turn all the lights off. Any questions? Are you new? If you're new here, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of these lives, if I should continue to do them. I'm surprised no one else is copying it yet. It's genius because you guys got to just sit in the comfort of your house, relax. And then when summertime hits, you can make fun of me because I'm in here dying. I'm dying out here sweating. And you can be in the comfort of your house with an air conditioner. So we'll go to a Grand Design real quick so I could just show you some of the differences. Since I've really kind of shown you a lot about a Flagstaff. Wow, should I sell my house? It's a 2009. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look at this thing. I was like, I should just buy some property and just live in one of these. I mean, yeah, it'll depreciate, but man, the housing is so expensive now. All right, let's go to a Grand Design real quick because I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about like the quality, because a lot of people, they really think that a